Good morning. You're listening to First Talk with Hal Row on WHKY Talk Radio for the Greater Hickory Metro. Lindsay Keisler joins us this morning, president of your Catawba County Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber. And nice to see you this morning. Thanks so much for joining us.
Always. It's a pleasure.
Now, from what I understand, there's a young man that you wanted to say hello to this morning.
Yes. So how I discovered that my nephew is one of First Talk's youngest fans. So I want to give a shout out to my buddy, Nathaniel. If you're listening this morning, good morning.
Good morning, Nathaniel.
Yes, good morning, Nathaniel. And I have to bring him in the station one month so he can see it from the inside out. So, but I had to take the shameless plug and say hello to my buddy this morning.
Absolutely, and we love those young listeners. Thanks so much. We've got a couple young listeners. I was surprised. But their parents tell me, we've started listening on our way to work or whatever, and now they like to listen as well. So that's nice to know we got a couple good young listeners out there.
Yeah, he says he learns all about our community through your show, how he learns about the local businesses, and even when him and his mother and his siblings are out and about around town, he says, "Oh, that's such and such business. I learned about that from the radio show." So
nice. Well, Nathaniel, thanks so much for listening. We appreciate it. Well, what else we got going on with the Chamber, if you would, please, ma'am?
Well, I thought we would talk about HKY4Vets this morning, Hal. This is something, it's a really special initiative for our community, something that's very unique across the country. Still, there's, even in doing this since 2016 in partnership with the Economic Development Corporation, there's still very few communities that have a concerted public-private partnership to recruit transitioning military personnel from into civilian workforce. And so if you want to look it up, it's HKY4Vets.com. And like I mentioned, it was founded in 2016 by the Chamber and the Economic Development Corporation. Over the years, it has evolved and changed, but our core has remained the same. So we want our community, our employer partners here to have access to hire to more talent and higher quality talent for their companies. As you know, how military personnel in all branches of our own armed forces are extremely talented individuals. They have received training upon training, and their skills are transferable into any civilian career. Very specialized skill set as well. And so we try to ensure that those that are transitioning each year have an opportunity to see our community, but also the employers and the great jobs that we have available here.
So how do you do that? Is it mostly online? I know in the past, sometimes they've been invited over and there's a little a soiree and they get to meet and greet. And sometimes they're actually able to set up appointments with potential employers. Yeah,
so you're definitely talking about our early days. We have evolved to really leverage our online presence. And so our website is there where we feature our employer partners, but we also partner with other agencies and specialized tools that assist us in targeting this audience. Gotcha. So we kind of bring them into our funnel, if you will. Sure. And we have a very high touch. So from the beginning, we've always said this is a one-on-one type of a process, and we want a high touch experience for these individuals, because most of the time coming out, they're very unsure of their skills, so they don't realize the skill set that they have. And sometimes employers on the other side don't understand how to translate a military MOS, military occupational specialty, over to civilian language. And so we also assist in that as well. So Nathan Hurett, the director, he just got a promotion. So I'm going to muffle his title, but he's the director of existing industries and also the director of recruitment for the Economic Development Corporation. He is that individual on the other end of the computer screen, if you will, that will assist and work with them one-on-one.
I think we talked to him one morning on the phone, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and so we also have virtual hiring events. So we host actual events using an online platform where our employers are logged in and our talent that's registered for the event logs in, and they can participate and really connect one-on-one, video chat or actual physical chat. And we also give employers that opportunity as well to connect with talent.
I know in the past it's been successful. How's it going these days? Is still getting a lot of response, still getting a lot of folks coming in?
Yes. So we had, so our goal, of course, we would love for successful placements, and we've definitely been successful at that. But I will say employers now just appreciate the opportunity to have opportunities
right.
to communicate
them,
with
right.
high quality individuals. And so in the last year, we welcomed more than 165 registrants to our virtual hiring events from 15 states to even 2 foreign countries. 60% of the attendees actually lived beyond the 50-mile radius of Catawba County. So we have some local veterans as well that are using our service, but we're assisting our employers to fish in other talent pools.
Right.
So through the internet, you can cast a wider net.
If I'm not mistaken, when this first started out, you were talking about Camp Lejeune and a lot of areas here in North Carolina
Yes.
with the large military bases, maybe on the other side of the state. And it's interesting to know that we have a lot of vets coming from this side.
Yeah,
and from right
absolutely.
here.
And then, too, we still use physical events as well. So we actually go on base.
Right.
On base to either Camp Lejeune or Fort Bragg.
Fort Bragg's
We've gone to Fort Jackson in South Carolina. And we also continue to build those relationships with the transitions offices as well. Those personnel that are working one-on-one with those that are trying to transition out. So that's been successful for us as well.
A lot of success there. It's good to know. So if anybody's listening this morning and they went through the HKY4Vets, they found this to be an area that they were looking for, because there's a lot of things here that we have to people look at and say, wow, that's where I want to be, but they got to know about it. And they have to know that the opportunities are there for employment. So very good.
There's one more thing I'd like to mention, because I think employers, particularly those that are listening this morning, just need to be aware of as a best practice for recruiting military talent. The Skill Bridge program. So the Department of Defense has created this program where in the last 6 months of active duty service, an individual can work in a civilian career. So paid for by the federal government, right, because they're still in active duty.
Right.
So no cost to the employer. You don't have to pay. The employer does not have to compensate the individual for their time. So it's essentially a co-op or an internship, if you will. However, they do want them to have an opportunity to interview for an open position upon the conclusion of their fellowship.
Gotcha.
So we are working with employers to assist them. The U.S. Chamber actually is an approved provider for this program, and so they assist with the marketing of your open position so that you don't have to do that yourself. They also assist in the placement of the individual and further communication beyond that. So employers, if you're listening and you're interested, like, that sounds like a great opportunity for us to really try out an individual before they have an opportunity to interview, but to fill an open space with someone that's highly talented, please give the Chamber or the Economic Development Corporation a call, and we'll be happy to fill you in on all the details around the Skill Bridge program.
The Skill Bridge program. That just sounds like a great opportunity for people, especially with everyone looking for jobs. And it's those highly skilled jobs. We're talking IT, folks like that. Yeah. Very, very good.
So we have had employers that have had success with that program right in our region. So we'd love to have more, a critical mass, if you will, of employers that are using that as a recruitment practice.
Good for everybody. Have those veterans right here in our own backyard. Wonderful. That's good stuff. Thanks for bringing that to us this morning. We've only got a couple of minutes left, but I do want to talk real quick about a couple of things that are coming up. Evergreen promotions, if you will. The golf tournament and, of course, the Women's Leadership Conference. Both those coming up before long, but we need to get registered, right?
Yes. So September the 29th, we have very limited spots available for our annual golf classic.
Okay.
So if you're interested in playing golf, one of the largest outings in our whole region, we have about 250 golfers plus 50 additional sponsors and volunteers. We'd love to have you at our annual golf classic on September the 29th.
Gotcha. Get signed up online, right?
Yes, so catabachamber.org.
Now, the Women's Leadership Conference, are there even spaces left for that as we wrap up this morning?
Oh, yes. So Women's Leadership Conference registration actually hasn't even fully opened yet.
Just the early bird.
October the 25th.
Okay.
We'll be at the Hickory Metro Convention Center for our Women's Leadership Conference.
I want to thank you very much for coming in this morning. We appreciate it. Nathaniel, thank you so much for listening to
Yes,
Chamber
buddy.
Chat.
Hope you have a great day.
Hope you have a great day.
Thanks,
and
Hal.
you as well. Thanks so much. Lindsay Keisler, President of your Catawba County Chamber of Commerce.